Hello everyone and welcome to a beautiful day here in China. The trees are starting to blossom, so it's like starting to become pink. It's really beautiful around here. But yeah, so today I want to discuss and like kind of sympathize with you, because for those of you who haven't been to China, I completely, actually for the first time in like 5 years, understand what you are going through. Because all the time I just told you, oh, these kind of things about China, like it's not the truth, and you know, everything that you hear you should come and see for yourself. And like, it's not like I was being rude to you or laughing at you or thinking you're weird. It's just like I didn't understand why you would believe that. But then I kind of had to put myself in that situation again. So the past 4 to 5 days I was in Singapore for Taylor Swift, by the way, which was the best time of my life.
It was the end of a decade, but the start of an age. Lovely, we dashed through all the kingdom lights shine just for me and you.
But anyway, before I went to Singapore, there's like so many things I heard about Singapore. Like I heard that you're not allowed to like litter at all, like throw papers on the ground at all, like some bad things are gonna happen, and you're not allowed to chew gum. And there's just a lot of lies that I heard, mostly from the Western media, like things that foreigners said before. So before I went there, I was like, okay, I need to be careful of everything. It seems like Singapore is 10 times more strict than it is in China. So when I went to Singapore, I was so scared, literally from the first day, to like do anything wrong. Like, we had a pizza we took with us, and it was from a takeaway, and we were hungry, so we were walking on the road and eating, and I was like, I don't think we're allowed to eat, and we had to like sit down and eat. But like, my point is like those kind of small things, it's like I didn't even know for a fact it was true. It's not like I even heard it from like Singapore residents that said like this and this and this. And yeah, I was like drinking water, and I was just so scared to do anything, literally anything. Like taking videos, I wasn't as scared because there were quite a few tours during that time, especially with Taylor Swift being in Singapore. But like normal things I was so scared of doing. And yes, you're not allowed to like litter, I heard from the Singapore residents. Then when I went there, like throw stuff on the ground, or you're not allowed to spit. But like eating and stuff, that was not as bad as I thought. And I'm like, wow, this is how people feel, you know, before they come to China. So I'm here to tell you that I sympathize with you and I understand, and just keep watching, you know, Chinese YouTubers, our videos, because we are really trying to show you the real life. You don't listen to the Western media. Please listen to us. Like, we are showing you everything. We would never like force you or tell you to come to China and then like bad things are going to happen to you, ever. We really just want to get people into China for them to experience it for themselves. So you're not always going to like China, but definitely you're going to like it more than you did before. That I'm pretty positive about, because yeah, it's an amazing country, and all the people I've heard that came to visit China liked it here. So please, I was in your shoes the last 4 days, and I'm just here to tell you that I understand it was scary, like to walk around and being scared to eat. I mean, are you serious? I know there's some rule like that in Japan or something like that, I'm not sure. But again, I don't know anything about Japan, so do not listen to me about Japan. Just listen to me about China. Yeah, like I read so many things about Singapore, and I don't know why I Googled, because I'm literally preaching to you about the things are not true until you have actually been there. Like, yeah, if you want, like, of course you can Google like things about China and just like have that in the back of your mind, but don't let that like ruin your experience when you came here. Because my first day was definitely ruined in Singapore, because I was so scared until I like met up with some friends and I had time to ask them a lot of questions. And from the second day, I had the best time in Singapore. But yeah, about Singapore, like Singapore and China are very much alike. Like, I didn't even feel like I was that much in another country, so that was kind of, you know, nice for me. Like, it was a little bit of home. Like, China's kind of my home now, right? And also something different in Singapore. But there's also a lot of Chinese people there. Chinese people make up the majority ethnic group in Singapore. Like the last data that I could find was like, as of I think was around 2020, 74% of Singapore's residents are Chinese. And it was so cool. Like the Didi driver could speak English and Chinese. Most people are speaking Chinese and English. So it was so cool to like be able to speak English and Chinese to everyone there. And it was the funniest situation. We walked into a convenience store and I was talking English to the woman and she didn't understand me. So I, spoke Chinese to her and she just laughed in my face. And I'm like, I'm pretty confident about my Chinese, but like, did I say anything wrong? And she's just like, no, she was just shocked that I could speak Chinese. So yeah, Singapore was also a really, really nice country for me to visit. There was a lot to see. They have the coolest like art and science museum. You have to go there if you go to Singapore. And then I would say my favorite part about Singapore is definitely the gardens by the bay. It is beautiful with so many flowers. Like the flowers was beautiful, don't get me wrong, but like I do live in Kunming, which is the city of spring, so like flowers are all around me anyway. But there was this like cloud, I think it's called cloud something, but yeah, that was interesting to see with all the different types of plants and stuff and trees and just greenery. So that was definitely something amazing to see. And let me just finish off this video with Chinatown. Yes, I went to Chinatown in a country where most of the people anyway are Chinese. But I went to Chinatown and this is how the Chinatown looks there. Like, please, if you have never been to China, do not think China looks like Chinatowns in other countries. Like, yes, there was a lot of food that is really similar to Chinese food, but not that much. Like, it's an experience, I do understand, but it's something completely different than actually being in China. Like my favorite food is, for example, hot pot, and like in Singapore they call it like something like steamboat or something like that, or Chinese fondue. And the most famous hot pot place is in that Chinatown. So like the food is kind of similar, but definitely like the architecture that you would see, like the houses, that does not look like China. I don't think I've ever seen anywhere in China with like these colorful like windows and stuff. It was kind of a little bit European stuff, but yeah, it's still a good vibe. Still play some Chinese music in Chinatown. So yeah, if you like want to go to Chinatown first and then like prepare yourself for China, that would also be something good. But yes, I was pretty excited to share with you today that I finally understand how you feel. And 5 years ago I felt the same way you did, but I forgot that feeling of like how scary it can be to not know like what am I allowed to do. The cameras are checking me all the time. I've heard so many things about things in China about freedom of speech and all that kind of stuff, and like, am I allowed to talk about anything? Am I allowed to take videos? And I'm scared to talk to Chinese people because they think I'm a foreigner, and like the US and China is like this thing. So don't worry, you are not like an outsider or a weirdo for even having those questions. But anyway, I'm glad that you found my channel if you're watching this video, because I just want you to enjoy and see life in China really. But most importantly is to actually get you to China, and hopefully you will have that opportunity. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I am going to show you a few videos of Singapore because I really had an amazing time there, of everything that I saw. So if you want, stay tuned, and if you have any questions, please let me know down in the comments below. I am here for you. Use me to help you to answer your questions, and please remember to like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys so much. Enjoy your day. Bye bye.